Hey guys, it's Parsifal. I also go by Will, and I am back for another sketchbook tour. I know it might not look it, but I am in a new location. I have moved. So, if you notice, videos might be going up a little bit later in the evening. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna see if I can try and, work on getting them up on it in a timely manner and or scheduling them, but I am now on the Pacific time zone as opposed to Central where I used to be. So time is a little bit wonkier for me now because I'm not used to this time zone. But yeah, I finally finished this large sketchbook, and I call it a large sketchbook. It's not really that big, but I can go into that in a little bit. So it's been a while since I've actually finished a sketchbook tour because the sketchbook took me about 2 months to actually finish. Now, I do have a couple other videos that still need to go up at some point, mostly older sketchbooks and stuff like that, but I do want to try and keep things going so that I have content for you guys. I do know at some point I will reach a point where I do not have constant sketchbook tours, but what I might do at that point is do like small sketchbooks that are like week-long sketchbooks or something, so I have something to show you guys. But yeah, so basically, this sketchbook is larger than I normally use. This is a standard 8.5 by 11 size sketchbook. It's actually really pretty. I got this for my birthday, and it's embossed with gold foil. I think, yeah, on the back, it's a Flametree sketchbook. You can get it for $19.99. And I don't know, I just find this really pretty. It has a texture to the front, so all of this is like embossed, and you can feel the texture of like the foil, which is really cool. And it did used to have 2 of these ribbon bookmarks, but I cut one off because there's a cat at my new place and she likes playing with string, so I turned it into a toy for her because she likes to play with string and I like to play with cat. So I will be blurring that part out, but this is all of my all of my sticker stuff. The start date and end date, it took me exactly 2 months. I started July 15th and ended September 15th. This is the Starry Night foil, and it's 176 pages, and that's more than I'm actually used to doing in my sketchbooks. So, especially at this size. So I started with my standard stuff of taping everything in because that's what I do when I had spare stuff at work. I would draw on a scrap piece of paper and stick it in my pocket and then, tape it in. Then there's just pages like this where I would have a bunch of different sketches on it. You can see here I'm really sort of getting used to the size and scale of this sketchbook. I wasn't used to drawing this big, and I wasn't used to using this much space. I did get used to it later on, but it was just kind of, not unsettling, but it was just something that I had to get used to because I really wasn't used to it. This is from a tabletop one-shot that I was part of. This is my tabletop character, Paracelsus. More stuff that I taped in. I actually really like this page, because this is a sketch of my, Paracelsus is another D&D character I have. He's an evil wizard, themed around eyes, and I wanted to draw him in his, he has a cloak of eyes, or robe of eyes, which lets him see in 360 degrees. This is some No Smarts But Hearts fan art. This is me trying to attempt to learn how to draw girls. Not very great at that, but I'm trying. Bunch of sketches and some pony-based stuff for another tabletop thing that I was thinking of doing. Paracelsus again, and some Pokemon RP themed stuff. More Pokemon themed stuff. These are sketches of one of my characters. More stuff that I taped in. And a large Copic piece. That is something I really did like about this sketchbook, is that it was It was really big and easy to use. This is from my Me to We haul from Walgreens, so you might have seen that. I played Betrayal at the House on the Hill with a bunch of friends, and we turned our tokens into characters, or rather we had OCs and we established them as whoever we were playing. And a comic from that game where my brother's character Robbie just fell into the basement where my character was exploring. This is Taito from video game Gigantic, I think it was. And I don't play the game, but I just thought the character was really, really cool, and I wanted to draw them. Some sketches of my character Claire in comparison to another character that my cousin has, Kane. And there's like a huge height difference. Claire is very small in comparison. Some lion studies with Luke. These are some sketches for another RP group that I'm in. This is from Art Fight. This is my friend Sasha's character, and he has a character who is a white-haired, hot dad-looking dude, so of course I have to draw him. Some fan art for Thrilling Intense. A bunch of thumbnail sketches. Me studying how my character Luke's hair looks if it were longer. These were some gemstones that I drew. This was another piece for Constance, the RP group that I'm in. This was for some Into the Woods themed AU that I did because I just thought it was fun and I liked the concept. So I turned my character Luke into the witch and my character Kazel into Cinderella, who I re-nicknamed Blazel because fire puns. RP doodles of my character Wayfarer. This is another person's character. Her name is Alice, and she has fiery hair, and I really like that, so I was also inspired to draw my character with, like, smoky hair. Some re-concept sketches of one of my characters named Sandoval, because I wanted to figure out what his hair was actually like, because it used to look kind of like that, and I thought it didn't really make sense, so I tried to rework it into something more, like, realistic. Dog sketches, OC sketches. These were a bunch of guitar gestures for my partner's character Diddy, who I tried to draw. Lion sketches, or beast sketches, based off of like a char from Guild Wars 2. My character Abel, my sister's character Marcus, Abel's ex-boyfriend Diddy. More young Abel, and me trying to figure out what his hat and his hat pin looks like. I actually really like this page. This is probably my favorite page in the sketchbook, and this is a bunch of Sharpie doodles. So these are a bunch of gestures, and these are just a bunch of doodles that I did in just a plain Sharpie. And I just really like how it turned out. Some more sketches and gestures. I found a thin Sharpie in blue this time. This is me practicing environments and stuff like that because I'm still not really great at them and I want to get better. And this page I just could not draw and model for some reason that day. These are skateboard gestures and a Thrilling Intent fusion. This one's I don't know why I didn't draw this page, but this one's an RP comic of my sister's character Matt and my character Vale, who's a fairy. This is a sketch that I did of Twisted Mitchie's character Cookie, Cobweb Cookie, and I will link Mitchie's channel in the description below because she's really cool, and this is actually for something coming up. Unfortunately, I did not film the digital part of it because I got a new tablet and I'm not used to filming on it. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then just a bunch of random sketches. A full body study of a person holding a spear. I didn't do very well on, but I tried. I've been using a lot of like leftover chipboard. Honestly, I probably could have just used it for like making another sketchbook or something, but it was a chipboard that I had lying around, so I taped it in. I've been playing a lot more Guild Wars, so this is my Sylvari Ranger Marshall. And some more Thrilling Intent fan art, and a drawing of my character Vale in an Umbridge costume from Harry Potter sequel. Notice I can't really talk today, I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I hope I'm not mumbling too much. This is me practicing torsos and just like drawing circles and flour sacks. We finally got a new Neoland session after like, what, 2 months, 3 months? So I finally got to draw Neolands, and this is my Guild Wars 2 character Levi. So there's a lot of Neolands in these upcoming pages. This is actually the highlighter that I got, the erasable highlighter from my last haul, which was really cool. And I really liked how that turned out. Have to cover this up because this is Neoland spoilers, and I know some of my friends who are in the campaign actually watch my channel, so gotta cover that, sorry. And then I was practicing for the Neoland's characters to make sure I just didn't have same face syndrome, because I was concerned that some of the characters might look the same. But relatively, I think it's fine. Some more Cal. These are swatches of gel pens that one of the Neoland's players had that I was borrowing, so I wanted to see what all of them look like. Also, our NPC Augustus is a lot more like a stick than I realized. Gotta skip past that one because that one's more Neoland spoilers. And then just a bunch of sketches here of Neoland's NPCs, and then these are sketches of a character that I'm going to be turning into that I'm going to be using in a short comic sometime soon. This is Esme, and he's one of my characters that I did in a superhero one-shot like last year for tabletop that I'm now turning into like another character that I'm using more often. And he's I'm not really sure how to describe him, but he's basically like this kind of salty, kind of sarcastic sort of character who's not very fashionable, and his best friend helps him with that. But I want him to look kind of like a modern wizard. And this is from the haul page from last time as well. I just turned into a swatch page. But yeah, this is just me trying to figure out his outfit and kind of what he looks like, because I'm not used to drawing him with this particular hairstyle before, since I normally draw him older. These are some gestures that I practiced. More gestures. A full color picture of Esme and what his standard outfit looks like. It's like a tan long coat. More Neoland sketches. Some doodles. More Esme. Lamb took off his shirt in one of the Neoland sessions, so I drew that. I drew it with a ballpoint pen because I don't draw a ballpoint pen as often. These are the color swatches I did for Esme's outfit. And Esme talking to his friend Yvette, who is the one who makes sure he doesn't dress like trash. This is just more sketches of my characters being angry because I want to work with that. Sketches inspired by Legally Blonde the musical with Cal and Lamb, and I apologize that this is just so close to the top of the frame here, but this is just a really big sketchbook. But I've gotten back into Legally Blonde musicals along with a lot of other musicals, and I've been drawing stuff inspired by that. It's just a bunch of sketch pages. This is stuff that I drew at the airport while I was waiting. Sketches of my character Manuel, trying to figure out what he looks like as a child. None of these actually turned out well. This is the base of what he looks like, so I was trying to go off of that. More Legally Blonde sketches with Neolands with Augustus and Dan. I watched the Death Note movie, the Netflix one, and that really inspired me to go back to the original Death Note and draw some from that, because I liked the original Death Note. I actually didn't hate the Netflix movie. It was really bad, but it was enjoyable bad. I finally figured out what what Manuel looks like as a kid. These are some more studies from Kienan Lafferty. I'm not sure actually if I pronounced that right, but I did some body studies from his work, following along with a tutorial. This is old Neoland stuff from like when we were first starting, some stupid Jinx fashion, and me trying to gesture out a building. More Neoland stuff with our NPC, Kiro Marvelcoat, who nobody remembers, and I really feel bad, so I've been trying to, draw him more, because one of the big things, and one of the big reasons I don't draw him as much as the other NPCs, is that I'm not really familiar with his proportions and how he works, because he's a dwarf. So I've been trying to figure out how I'm comfortable drawing him, and simplifying his concept. So yeah, I think I finally got to a point where I'm relatively happy with it. Lamb is in trouble in this mini comic, and I just want to get back into doing some like mini comic stuff. These are sketches in sepia fine liner of Manuel. And I do really like sketching in fine liner. I have a bunch of them that I don't really use for actual lining, so I like to sketch in them. More Jinx fashion, more sketches, trees and gestures. This is me trying to draw wolves and dogs and various other things, and another chess study. This one is another mini comic that I saw based on, what was it? There was a quote on, your player said what, or out of context D&D, I don't remember which one. So I want to draw it with, Lamrel in our party, because I thought it was pretty accurate to our party too, and I thought it was funny, and I want to see it, so that's the thing I like the best about being an artist. If I want to see... Hey guys, this is Will in Post. I'm not really sure what happened here, but my audio cut out. I was basically saying how what I like about being an artist is that if I want to see something, I can draw it, and all the Neoland's characters got new matching outfits with midriff tops and matching capes. That's all. Sorry. It's relatively thematic matching outfits, so everyone has a black cloak. Like, they all have their different sort of accents to them. So Jinx has his shorts, Lamb has his armored leather, like Roman style military skirts. Lorelei has a boob window because it's our seductive bard, etc., etc. These are some sketches of my character Lyddon. I was sketching on this random piece of paper, so I just decided to tape it in because there's sketches on both sides. I actually really like these sketches of Bennett and Luke. My character Dan, some notes, stuff that I want to draw. Some more Neoland NPCs that I sketched out. I really like this this page because these are our 3 main NPC leaders, and I want to draw them being cool. This is Antonio. He's another character. He's Esme's boss. Then his son Dean. This is Iver, Esme's best friend, and I started drawing him so I could get a concept of, you know, how I drew him and what he looked like, and how he interacts with Esme. This is actually Esme's cousin Sandoval, and you can actually see how related they look when they both have their hair tied up in the same way. More Esme as I'm getting used to drawing him. Esme and Iver in like a pin-up-like pose because I thought it was cute and I want to draw them. This is just a doodle of Esme, some doodles of Manuel, knife studies, Iver again, and these 2 pages are art trades with a friend of mine. Iver and Esme again with a pink brush pen. This was Esme being salty because Esme is a very, very irritable person, and I want to draw him and his angry expressions. More Esme. I'm drawing a lot of Esme because I want to get used to drawing him. This is Manuel again. This is an older Manuel. He's like 26-ish or so here, and he's got like long hair, and this is all themed after a song called I Will Prevail from the Wonderland musical. And I want to draw, basically I want to draw Manuel being super fancy and over the top, so I use that song as a thematic base. And then Manuel's girlfriend Ada, and later she marries Dean, who is Manuel's younger brother. This is marker scribbles because I was trying to use up this teal marker. More Ada and Manuel. This is me trying to simplify Abel's design because I didn't like how the original looked for younger Abel. Some Esme sketches where he nearly got pelted with a bunch of... well, he didn't nearly. He actually got pelted by a bunch of stones in an RP. Esme again, and Yver, and a cat study because we have a cat here, and she was just sitting on the table, so I decided I'd try and draw her. Study of guns because guns are hard to draw. More Yver. Some sketching of bunches of eyes and faces and stuff like that, just because I didn't really know what to draw, so I want to try to do some stylization stuff. Some more Abel themed after Gallivant stuff. I started trying color Yver, so I needed some sketches. So here's Yver and how I usually draw Esme. Another mini comic themed off of Gallivant and stuff. This is the shape studies where you draw a shape and then try to draw something like based on the shape, and I finally used up that marker. And the last 2 pages are Cal and Lamb, and just Lamb going never mind because he seems to say that a lot, and a picture of Esme shirtless because I want to see if I get his body type, and I want to draw muscles more often so I can get better at them. But yeah, and then this is the last page. I just got this. Sorry about that, guys. My phone filled up and I film on my phone, so it stops filming when it runs out of space to record. I know I was on this last page. I just got this card from a relative. I want to tape it in there because I thought it was cute and glittery. And then these are my final notes in the actual sketchbook. Overall, I felt that the, which is basically what I'm going to say here, but I had it written down so I know that for future me, if I ever look back on this. I just felt like this book was a lot bigger than I'm used to. I did end up getting used to the amount of space that I had. I do like the ability to fill a lot of stuff into a page, so that's something I really liked, but I do feel like this book in particular was just a little bit too big for me. It took me too long to fill it, which I know is not that long for a lot of people. It only took me 2 months, but for me that's a bit of a long time. And I felt uncomfortable in it due to the size, and I didn't really feel like I could take it anywhere. I much prefer the size of the paper mates that I usually use, which is maybe about like this big in comparison. And while I did enjoy the sketchbook quite a bit, and I am pretty proud of it, it just wasn't my favorite size to work in. But yeah, otherwise, I really enjoyed it. I hope that you guys enjoy this sketchbook tour. And by the way, if you guys want to see my upcoming stuff earlier than usual, I have a great announcement. I now have a Patreon if you'd like to support me and my numerous amount of sketchbook tours and sketchbook work. I take pictures of all of my daily drawings and I put them up on Patreon early for everyone to see before I scan them, before I upload them on Tumblr or Instagram or anything at all. So everything that I do will be available for my Patreon backers a little bit early. Any finished work that I plan on doing will be uploaded without a paywall regardless. It'll just take more time for it to get there. And if you really wanted to see my sketchbook drawings but don't want to pay for it, you can always just wait for the sketchbook tour to come out, which is also fine. Sorry, I just hit a bag. But yeah, I now have a Patreon, and that will be down in the description below, as well as linked in my end card. Yeah. As usual, I will link anyone that I've mentioned below in the description, and assuming they have links. And thank you so much for your support. Bye, guys!